Right, so a quick review video of a Kania 2000 squirrel trap. Now, first thing I wanted to say was, sorry that I haven't been on for a while. It's just for about the past week or so, I've been feeling absolutely physically and mentally like crap. But I've started feeling a bit better now, so I thought I'd try and get back to doing things a bit more. So anyway, yeah, so Kania 2000 trap. It's set at the minute, and I'll take this part off as well, and I'll show you how to set it and everything. So I've been borrowing this one for a while, giving it a go. I'll tell you what, it is an absolutely brilliant trap. They're fairly expensive, but setting wise, they're absolutely excellent, and how they get the squirrel is good as well, and especially good if you're the type of person who eats squirrels, because this seems to most of the time get them right around the neck, so it don't squash their insides or anything. You know, only gets them at the neck, and then you can still eat them. Like I said, it's fairly big, as you can see, and yeah, it's a little bit pricey. If I can find out the price, I'll put it in the description. But basically, it's an like a kill bar what comes down and gets them across the neck. Now, the mechanism inside is pretty similar to, I've seen primitive trap triggers made in the same fashion. So inside here is the mechanism. This is just a separate cage. You can get different cages what you kind of bolt on. This is like an arm what you pull down, right, which is part on the other side of it is a spring. I'm just going to pull this round. But like I said, remember, this is set at the minute, so you can see there. Grab it. You can see the coiled spring there. So that part, that's the actual kill bar, and it's being held up. And this is the coil of the spring, and that's the other bit there what goes over the top. I'll have to turn it back around this way, so have a good look as I turn it. You can see what it looks like. There's the inside. See that thing there? Right, so I'll see if I can just shine a light in there. As long as it's not too bright. That thing up the top there, you can see a bar, but that's the kind of like the trigger. I'll turn it back around this way so that I can take this part off. Then you can have a look. Oh, and by the way, this trap can be used in this position or upright, bolted or nailed, whatever, to a tree. So I'll set it off before I do that, so I ain't got to keep messing around with it set. But you pull this little handle like that, open that up. Now this section here is where you put your bait, and as you can see there, you've got like a wire mesh part there. Just about to see it there. You've got a wire mesh part there. That bit of wire mesh will actually come out, but you don't need it to. So you put your bait in this part, the squirrel comes in, and then to get to the bait he's got to push this thing, this kind of paddle. Once that is pushed that way, what it does, I think you can see this, right? So the kill bar in there, see it? Turn this around a bit. I don't know what position you need to be in. Right, there you go. So you see that there, that's the kill bar, and that's being held by that bar there, and that in turn is being held by this paddle part. That makes sense. So once that is pushed forward, this bar falls down, and then that will release the kill bar, and it comes down and gets the squirrel. I'll set it off, and then we can have a bit more of a look at it. I ain't got to keep worrying. So I can get this in a position where you can see it, right? Yeah. Right. I've got a bit of cardboard. It's pretty, you know, quite a lot of layers on it. The squirrel goes in. Might be pretty loud, by the way. Squirrel goes in, and then he nudges this to get through to get to the bait in there. When he does, he dislodges the mechanism, and down comes the bar. This might be a bit loud, that's why I've put it on this polystyrene. And then that's got him there. Can you see it? You can see how it's on there now. So to deset it, so your squirrel would be caught in it now. Right, so to deset it, you use this part. There's like a hook here. You press this down with your weight, lift that up, that takes the pressure off. Then the bar will rise. And then once that's the pressure's off of that, you take that out. So if you were storing this, you could just store it like that with the bar up, or you could put this back down. You just pull it down and put it back there. So I'm just going to move this back a little bit. So you just release that from there. You could leave it like that and there'd be no pressure on the spring whatsoever at all. It might make the spring last longer. Or you could bring this down, leave it like that. So now that's not set, but the spring is down under a bit of pressure. So I'll try and show you this mechanism again. So like I said, you've got this paddle, and then you've got this bar here. So you can zoom in a bit. So this paddle, and just there on the paddle, I don't know if you can see it, well, you probably won't be able to see it, but just here on the paddle is like a, it's not drilled all the way through, but it's like a hole which has been drilled halfway through. And then this one here just fits into that. And then your bar is on top of that, so when that is pushed, you see it falls down, and then the bar comes slamming down. So you can see how it makes total sense. Really simple, really. So like I said, this bit can come off, and I've seen people use them without this bit on it, up trees. But I would leave that on, especially where I'm going to use it, purely because of I don't want to accidentally catch something I shouldn't, if you know what I mean. And that's just on here, it's 2 wing nuts. I think in some different countries you can buy an even smaller version of this. It's not, well, I say smaller, the spring and everything is exactly the same size. Let's make sure that's safe there. The spring and everything is exactly the same size, but all this back part is missing. So you've only got this, basically this square here, the spring and that. And it hasn't got, you've probably got a little bit here, for this mechanism, but it hasn't got the back and all this on. Now, I'm not sure what model that is, but you can definitely get one like that. Zoom out a bit. Alright, that's better. Sorry. Right, so yeah, so now that's with the cage off. And you can mount that like this up a tree. And that would be your entrance, but you see it's very close to the end. Near enough. You know, the trigger mechanism, everything is there straight away. So you have to be careful where you're putting it and what you're catching. But it can be used like that up a tree. And I've seen people use it like that. But I would keep the cage on personally. And you can, like I said, you can get different ones of these. All this one is just got 2 bolts up here. And that just kind of slots on. These aren't done up tight. It kind of just goes on a bit of a hook there, and you adjust these to get them on, and then it's on there. Right, so to set it, I think I'm going to put the cage back on it. It makes it slightly easier. It's a bit more stable. So yeah, so that's that, and then just 2 wing nuts. You can probably just do the old trick of make your own cage for these. Quite simple, pretty simple I'd have thought really. Right. So how you would set it, you press the top one down, release that, take the pressure off, right? Right, now these are so powerful, it's probably one of the most powerful traps like this I've ever seen. Right, so you may need a bit more space because that's got to go right the way over there. Right? Then what you do, that's been put over there. The kill bar is up in the air. See it up there? The kill bar is up. There's no pressure because this part hasn't been hooked under. Right. I've got to turn it around this way to do this. So then you get this bar and just put that, pull it up and push that in there. So that's inside the little indent like that. See it there? Now, all you got to do, just make sure that's across. That should be fine. Then you just got to get this handle. Now this just takes a little bit to do. Take this handle, pull it down, and hook it underneath there. And look, my hand didn't have to be near any kind of, you know, mechanism. As long as your hand is on top here, you're never going to get hurt by it. And if you're just pulling it down and using your body weight, it's pretty easy. So now that is set, then you would put your bait carefully in here, or do that first. Put your bait in there. Get this door. There's a couple of little slots down here. It just goes back in there, and then put it like that. So then you could leave that like that on the ground. Or like I said, using, because there's 3 holes here now, using the holes here, hang it up in a tree on the side of a shed like I had it. And then when Squirrel goes in, he gets gotten by it. Ready? Very powerful trap. So if it's in a good area with plenty of squirrels, you can get quite a few with this. I've had a few. And like I said, get some right across the neck. Just in the right place. If you're eating them, you can still eat them. Fine. Now that's been set off. You then just push this down again, pull it to the side, lift it up, and that's released. If you want to just put it, you know, you could just leave it like that, like I said, or bring this back down, hook it under. That's alright, it's fine. Whack the side on. Right, anyway, so a review of the Kania 2000. Been using it for a couple of months. Very decent trap. Pretty big and bulky, but for setting, for ease of setting, you really couldn't get a better trap than that. I don't think, personally. Fen traps, BMI, Magnum body grip traps, they're way more dangerous or harder to set than one of these. But look at the size of that though, that's the only thing, you know. BMI if it's in here, which it isn't. But anyway, alright, a fen trap. That's the size of a fen trap. You know, that would kill a squirrel exactly the same. But look at the size difference. But these are a bit of a bugger to set, especially if, you know, you're rushing around or you're a bit tired or anything like that. And the BMI Magnum body grip traps are the same. I nearly got one of them on my finger a little while ago. Wasn't quite thinking right when I did it. Anyway, yeah, so decent trap, well worth getting if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, get a fen trap. But yeah, alright, anyway, cheers for watching and I'll see you later.